Hi and welcome. And today we have our very own Nicole as our guest. Now, Nicole is our social media content creator for Chilli Media. And I thought, well, let's just do a little bit of a talk with Nicole. And she, as an expert in content marketing for our business, Chilli Media, can maybe share some insights and wonderful inputs as to how a business can use social media for marketing their business, either it being small or large businesses. So welcome, Nicole. First off, being, the content coordinator for Chilli Media, what would your recommendation be for
Hi, Cornay. Thank you for having me today. It's been a journey in learning the last few years about social media and how the world has changed and how social media opens up so many new avenues and doors for companies. And it's been amazing to see with our clients. What I've enjoyed a lot is a diversity that we have and how each client and industry uses social media and the posts that we create and the messages that we deliver in growing their businesses. What I've seen or what's been very interesting for me to learn, and as we've gone along, we've seen it with so many people where it comes the question, but where's our followers and where's our likes? And, you want 10,000 people liking your page to stand out. And that's all in well. But at the end of the day, coming back to basics, the message you deliver, the authenticness of your business, what you sell, stick to it, be true to your product, um, offer valuable information to your client. Look for what makes you stand out and why people are going to choose you, and know your audience. Look for the right people. Look who is the person that really needs your service versus being too worried about having 10,000 people liking you or following you on your page.
I agree totally with that. We find so many times that clients are like, I want to grow my Facebook followers and I want to have lots of followers. But we've seen time and time again with our clients that a huge number of followers don't really mean that you make a huge number of sales. Sometimes you get people following a specific brand only for a short time. And now I'm thinking of one of our past clients that was in the bridal industry, and she would get a lot of followers. But unfortunately, most clients or brides to be will follow them or follow account in the bridal industry only for that period in time in their life before they get married and maybe a few months afterwards. But that same
Yes.
client then moves on to having different needs. She may now think of starting a family. So those followers that the company has now collected is basically dead value followers to the business because they're not repeat customers. So I always worry when a client is so focused on, I want to have a huge number of followers. The thing really, I think for us is, yes, you need followers, but it's more important to engage with the customer that's going to buy your product. Wouldn't you agree?
Yes, for sure. And I suppose that brings us a little bit to the side of the paid advertising of social media, where we see, especially when we get new clients on board, they sometimes just want to do social media without any advertising. And as we well know, that doesn't get you too far, again, because that's just a certain audience, or maybe an audience, a past audience, so it's not relevant to now. But with the paid social media advertising, we can look deeper into targeting the correct market, age groups, those people that in that moment is in need of your service, you know, whatever industry it might be. So that is another
Yeah.
other very important side of social media.
It's the paid, definitely. I think the other thing is that people don't understand how the algorithm really impacts your reach. So you may have 1,000 people, but only really if we look at it without ads. If you just post organically on social media, maybe 20 people see the post. So how are you going to grow an account when only 20 people see your content? And I think that's
Yes,
why, even social platforms are pushing paid ads. And of course, we all know that they're in the business to make money. So, of course, they're going to like basically be more positive towards companies that pay for reaching a specific audience. And that's where the power of ads come in. If I can jump in here a little bit more regarding ads, social
yes,
media ads per se is much more cheaper than any other form of marketing. You cannot match the price that we're spending on our clients for, let's say, Facebook ads to a newspaper clip or a radio ad. I mean, you yourself remember that other client from us from the agricultural, we got some quotes to place agricultural magazine placement ads.
yes.
Could you recall what was the numbers that those guys?
Yeah, very high. I mean, some of it being you can look at 40,000 Rand for an ad versus the reach you'll get on social media, and you'll pay much less for that.
Yeah, and I always, just to jump in here again, I always feel like, with Facebook ads or LinkedIn ads or Google ads, we can say that we've reached X amount of people, like 1,000 people, 2,000 people. A radio company or a magazine company, not that it's not good to advertise in those spaces, but
Yes,
they can't guarantee that a X amount of people have actually seen the ad or read the article. They only give you distribution numbers. Like they do a poll maybe once a year. Someone from the radio industry could maybe correct me if I'm wrong, but they do a poll and say, oh, okay, they've realized they've got 3,000 listeners or whatever. And from that,
yes,
that's basically what they use in their marketing. But they don't really have the numbers to say, okay, there was 70,000 listeners at that moment on the radio listening to your ad, which we, of course, with social media
yes, I totally agree. Looking at the end of the month, doing monthly reports, as we do for clients, you can see your exact amounts of reach, engagements, what happened on your page. And as we say, after 2 or 3 months, we can track very nicely what has been happening for that client and make changes accordingly for better reach and which ads will work better, what works for that client.
definitely.
So definitely something that is worth it if you're considering social media.
So I want to just change the conversation slightly more to content for social media and maybe more from the perspective of a small business that wants to run their own, that is running their own Facebook or Instagram or TikTok account, and they don't have the funds to employ an agency like Chilli Media to manage their social media and be the creative driver behind the social media. If you could maybe give a few points to a very small business that's doing their own Facebook post, for example, what advice would?
I think consistency is a big thing that we've learned, or
Mm,
for me as well, over time. Um, Even if you're doing the posts yourself, be consistent in what you're selling, on your product, or in your services. I think that's already a big thing. Have you seen if you're posting today and then for 3 weeks nothing and you come and go, it sort of
mm,
projects you as a company as well, you know. So be consistent, be available, you let your face be out there. Again, that
mm,
being authentic in what you get. like we said, so many scams out there today. So many, can I trust this business? Can I trust this service? So what you put out
Mm.
there and what you say you're going to deliver, I think that's very important for that customer service to come through in your social media.
Oh, I want to come back to the one using your own face and things like that. We've always found that the real photos from our clients, like even if it's not maybe the best quality photo taken with a mobile
Yes.
phone, but it shows the real team in action or, the real owner behind the business. Those content just generally performs much better than any stock images we've put together and even the fanciest videos we've created. Don't you agree?
Yes, yes, for sure. For sure. Especially if we're talking, say, something about the cleaning industry, which, we've come to know quite well. Showing the jobs that you've done and showing the people
Mm,
what you can deliver sells. It really
mm,
makes a big difference in showing your clients that.
mm. And is there any like other content ideas that you would give a small business who's running their own Facebook? Because I know, I mean, basically that's your baby in Chilli Media is making sure the content for our clients are executed on the best level, and there's a lot of work that you got do behind the scenes to make that deliver. Is there another tip that you maybe would like to share with our
I think something that we've also seen and what I've learned over time in making content even better and catchier is sometimes we go too deep in trying to explain things, and all that your client possibly needs is a short but strong phrase to grab
Hmm.
their attention in your service delivery. So especially if you're a small business that is not spending too much money to get out there, but wanting to, I think that's also another good thing to keep in mind is get those phrases and those words that make you look like it, for somebody to choose your business instead of somebody else or the competition.
Yeah, and definitely we know that people don't really read a lot on social media. So why spend
It's
hours and
scrolling.
hours crafting yeah, yeah, crafting the perfect 10 paragraph post if people are just reading the first sentence?
Yes, yes, for sure. And make sure your contact details are on there. Put your website link on there. Use your hashtags that's
Mm,
relevant to your post. All the small little things
mm.
that can add to it as well.
Yeah, definitely. I agree. I mean, people don't always consider that, people just see that post once in their own feed and maybe they don't see it again. And then, they've had an interest in it, but because there was no phone number in the post itself, they may less likely, well, most probably they won't even go to your page to find your details. So make it always easy for people to know how to contact you, how to reach you, what do they need for you
Yes.
to basically take the next step, right?
Yes, for sure. And breaking up your content as well, and not into all just sell, sell, sell. Try and engage with your audience. Put out a question or a poll or a fun fact or something that also shows a bit of a different or an informal side of your business, and not just the service or the product you're trying to sell.
I find that most small businesses, they kind of like overcompensate that they are a small business by projecting as if they are a big corporate and they only want to go with we have to look like big corporate on social media. But by
Yes.
embracing being a small business, being a one man band or being a small team, you actually have a lot more flexibility at your side, and that's most probably the type of content that people will engage more or react better to than the highly processed advertising type of material.
Yes, I do agree. And I think people mustn't underestimate that smaller companies can sometimes often deliver a much better service because you are not just
Mm,
one of 100 other clients. You do sometimes find you get a bit better attention and better service because you're not just one of how many. So it doesn't mean because you're a better
yeah.
company or bigger company and this great big name that you will always be delivering better than the small company that actually has a lot to offer.
Exactly, because a small business, they may not have the volumes of customers like a big corporate or conglomerate, but at least most of them
Yes.
do take, have a more personal approach to with their clients. I mean, we had a meeting today with the IT company, and they were all about being more, local friendly and having a stronger relationship and supporting for their clients, instead of one of those very big, type of setups where you're just literally.
No, it is no, that's just definitely it. Some of the small clients even that we serve is definitely reputable compared to, something else. And that has nothing to do even sometimes with, it's like because it's your client or it's your family or it's your friend, we would recommend them. But this is purely coming back to knowing that how many of them deliver outstanding service to their clients. And we see it in our reviews. We see the feedback we get
Mm,
of what good services our clients deliver, being small
yeah,
businesses.
and it's always. Yeah, and it's always nice. I mean, I think that's one thing that we've done very well is that we have a really close relationship with, a lot of our, or almost all our clients, and we feel like we're part of their supporting team as well. And they are
Yes,
also not, fly by night clients. They are also solid small businesses in most cases that are also in the game for,
yes, yes, agree.
So, yeah, that was really insightful, and you sharing all your content details and the way you approach the work here at Chilli Media. Is there one final tip that you maybe would like to leave
I think never underestimate what you are capable of. There
Mm,
are barriers and there are certain mountains we sometimes have to climb to get to certain things. But the accomplishments and the work we put in shows the great end results at the end of the day. So, yeah, I think never underestimate yourself as a person and a business for what you can do
yeah.
and deliver.
Wow, wow. That was so powerful. Never underestimate what you can do and what you can achieve as a small business. So, yes, lovely. Thank you so much, Nicole, for your time today. And yes, this was us from Chilli Media. And if you'd like to know more, just contact us at chillimedia.co.za.
Thank you for having me, Kone.